Hello guys, Peter here, down in the man shed this afternoon. Got half an hour to kill, so I'm gonna come down to play trains and just make a quick little video because I wanted to show you me Class 70. Don't have it running around with so many Class 66s and me favourite 37s. I think me and Alan from Dragon Junction have got a love affair going with the Class 37s, especially since we've modified them and put double iPhone speakers in and got rid of that stupid contraption in the roof that was masking the sound coming through. So we've both done the modification needed to do to fit the double iPhone speakers into the Class 37s. That's what helps with the sound. But this one I thought I'll show you the Class 70 sound fitted. Quite hard to get a sound chip. I only found one supply, which was Lego Man Biffo. So this one's fitted with the Loxan version 5 with a sugar cube speaker, which fits in the quite narrow body because it is narrow in the body, so not a lot of choice what you can use, but it all fitted in perfectly. And yeah, so Lego Man Biffo sounds on the Class 70 with a couple of features. The cab lights are controlled by a function button, so you can turn it on and off. But the beauty of it is that when the locomotive moves, the cab light goes off automatically, and then when she stops, the cab light comes back on, which is a nice little function that's been set up on the chip. And also another function button allows you to have the dynamic braking fans operational or not. And what that does is, if the loco's going around, you know, at speed, when you turn the power off and you're braking, you get this extra sound of these fans kicking in, and it's prototypical. It's what happens in the real engine. So again, you can have the function so that it's on, or if you don't like it, you don't need to put it on at all to leave them off. But I like it, so it's on. So trying to make you video, so hopefully demonstrate. I don't think you'll see the cab light come on and off because I've got the light streaming in from the open doors to help with as much light on this camera as possible. And as you saw, my DB Schenker 08 is just going around, so just to have something running on the other track. That's running on speed step 2 out of 28 speed steps, so she reel at 1, but otherwise it'll take forever to go round. So I'll leave that running. But anyway, let's try and see if I can show you the Class 70. It's quite a unique sound. This, I mean, unlike the 37, which is, you know, good old diesel roar, this Class 66 is got that scream. Well, not a scream, but a whine, isn't it? The 70, I don't know. It's got a sound all of its own. It doesn't sound like the powerful diesel engines. Whenever you see, there's a couple of guys on YouTube I follow. I think South Coast Freights or something. You know, some of these guys that film freight wagons. Whenever a Class 70 comes in front of the camera, all you hear is just the noise of the wagons, you know, and the whoosh of the scream as it comes through. You can't pick up a unique sound from the engine. And the same goes with this one. It's got quite a unique noise, but hopefully you'll get that when I get it going. So enough waffling. Let's see if this thing picks up the sound. So I'm going to start her up. Right, now just what's happened there is yet another function button to press to give erratic idling of the engine. It seems in real life, when a Class 70 is idling, it doesn't run on all cylinders. Don't ask me how, but some of the cylinders aren't fed with fuel to save on fuel. so you get this erratic idling sound, which again is another function setting on the chip that you can have. You can either have it working or have it not. So what happens now is when I go to pull away, you'll have to hear the engine change from erratic idling to idling and then ready to pull away. So let's see if we can do that, guys. So now the engine's running normally. And now you will hear the unusual Class 70 sound. So it's really quite, I don't know, nondescript sound, isn't it? Really, there is a noise there, but it's not like the Class 60s or the 37s or the 66s or any other loco that I've got running. I think you can pick up the clickety-clack of the wagons because they're so heavy. They really do. If there is a slight gap in the track it picks it up, and you get that clickety-clack for sure. Really nice, actually, to be honest. And now, hopefully, when I slow it down, you should hear the fans cut in. So let's see if this works. And there we are. So you heard the fan, and then once the engine starts to idle again, the erratic idling cuts in as some of the cylinders are starved of fuel, and you get this distinctive tick over that you get on the V7 on the Class 70. So let's start her off again. So it's quite if you have all the functions on, which you should do. It's not a very quick operation to send her off on the track because she has to go back into normal running mode and then accelerate. So it takes a few seconds. And there's that unusual noise. I can't describe it really. As she goes round slowly, she makes that noise. I'm going to accelerate a little bit more when she's on her way, and that's I'm going to let it go past once so you hear that noise first. Now you can hear it quite distinctively. So I'm going to up the speed a little bit, and that should disappear, and you'll just have a one continuous tone. And that's it. So it's not a lot to write home about, is it, a sound? But obviously if you want to have sound in her, that's what you've got to go for. She's not Class 66, you can't mistake the Class 66. You can't mistake the 37s. That's the oldest diesel I have. I've got 60s and 67s and a Class 68. But the 37 is the only sort of old diesel engine that I have that has that noise. I know some of the older ones as well can got a nice diesel noise, but I don't own those. Little 08 going around doing its job, and as people, if you don't know, the door does open, so you can stick a figure in there. So we've got a driver in there. Don't know who's waving at. His arm must be hurting because he's waving all the way around the track. When she comes around again, I'll give it maybe the horns a go, because I can't remember what the horns sound like. There we go. Certainly not the loudest. I'm not going to bother to go into the CV settings to alter things so that, you know, something is louder than other things. Quite happy with it. And that's the other sound. So it's almost like a dual one, that one. Yeah, a nice clickety clack with these wagons going over the points and the couple of little gaps there is in the track. But that sounds scale speed to me, the clickety clack. Any faster, I think it'd be doing, you know, too fast. And I think these things can only do 70 miles an hour top whack, you know, so they should never be tearing around the layout. So when she comes around again, I'll stop it, and you'll hear the dynamic braking fan cut in and then stop when she stops. And if the light was poorer, you'd see the cab light comes on. I mean, there's no cab light at the moment, but she will come back on when she stops. So here we go. And then erratic idling should cut in. That's it. So that's evidently a fuel saver device, in real save on the fuel. If she's idling for a long time, she doesn't fire on all cylinders. So that's prototypical. But again, with a chip you can turn the function on and off if you want. So you don't have to have all these features on there. You can just run it as a normal loco. But hey, you know, if the chip can do it, it's nice to have it on, isn't it? So what I might try to do, oh, sorry guys, knocked the camera there. What I might try to do is get different, you know, run different locos. You know what I've got. I'm mostly 66s, but the 68's not run for a while. I'm toying with the idea of getting another 68 because I've got two nuclear flask wagons, and as you know, in real life they have to run with two engines for security reasons. So, you know, they can't afford to have a broken down engine pulling a nuclear flask, can they? So they've got to have run with two engines. And certainly here in the southeast, Dungeness power station down on the south coast often has a nuclear flask train, and it's double-headed by two 68s. That seems to be the norm. I think I've seen on YouTube some videos where two 37s has been doing it. You know, whatever they've got two locos of, but it's got to be two locos. But that's quite an expensive rate to make up, isn't it? Two Class 68s got to run in consist. And in real life, they might only pull one wagon, you know, not even pulling more than one wagon. If one wagon's got to be moved, that's it, two engines needed. So, yeah, so I will try, make these little videos, see how this camera's going. I've got as much light, I've got natural daylight coming in here today, so hopefully it's improved the light. quality of the camera, because if it's low light, I think the image is quite grainy. I've just got to invest in a better camera, let's face it. It's funny, I could spend a fortune on a locomotion, but I balk at the idea of spending a fortune on a camera. I know what I like. And yeah, just like watching paint dry, a little 08 going round. So it makes your layout seem bigger than it actually is when if you only run 08s. Yeah, well, okay. So that's what I wanted to do, guys, just show you the Class 70. It's love it or, was it love it or hate it loco, isn't it? The looks. I didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me. I fell in love with the 66s because down here in the southeast where I am, in our sort of like railway stations, you know, which are obviously all commuter belt for London and everything like that, you do get the 66s, the EWS 66s coming through. Just up the road from me is Hither Green. There's a TMD yard there at Hither Green, so EWS, well, it's DB Schenker now, isn't it? But they haven't bothered to repaint all the EWS trucks and locos yet, or if they do, they take off the EWS and stick a DB Schenker loco over it. So I'm pleased to say there's enough EWS locos running around there that makes my layout up to date. I'm not sure they've all been repainted yet, but yeah. So when you get the 66 come through and you just see that monster, you know, I just fell in love with it. It just oozes power, doesn't it? Pleased to say I've seen a 37 in real life when I went up to Carlisle. Went up to Edinburgh and we stopped off at Carlisle and there was a 37 in the station ticking over. So yeah, I've seen my 37s in real life, which is nice. Otherwise the rest of the locos on here is because they're modern era, which is what I run. They're all up to date. Maybe the rail freight 37, but I can have this, make out this is, because it's a maintenance yard, we can have a restored wagon come in, can't we, and sit on the sidings needing some attention. Cool, the way my mind works, eh? I don't know. Oh God. So enough from me. Thank you, and well, hello to a load of new subscribers, and I've probably got to thank Alan at Dragon Junction there, saying, you know, giving me such a nice. I hope you're not disappointed me after he gave me such a good write-up, saying, you know, oh yeah, go and visit Peter Dixon. It is fantastic. You know, oh gosh, I thought talk about the pressures on, Alan. Thanks. But yeah, hopefully, guys. Yeah, I'm very amateur at this. And as I say, I haven't got a very good camera set up, so do the best I can, but I hope you're enjoying it, and thank you for subscribing. This is very much an ongoing layout. She was only started, well, possibly a year ago, end of August, beginning of September, I think, when I started laying the first bit of track on here. And it's nothing special with the track, guys. It's only Hornby set track. I've only got a 7x4 baseboard, so just wanted something that I could put on it. But you know what? She's been running absolutely 100%, and shock horror, it's not fitted with any bus wires. This little thing here, that's where the power comes. You know, it's a power track connection, and I'll just remove the little thing. So that's the old normal Hornby feeds with the 2 wires feeding the track there. But what I have done is underneath, I've spurred off the wires that feed this one and soldered it to that track and then onto that track. So the wires that come into this one underneath the baseboard is also going to that one and to that one, so they're all getting a feed, and the points are all got those metal clips in them to make them all live, and then I've painted, so right there's a metal clip there, and there's one on that side, that makes the points live. And you know, you see on some forums horror stories are saying, oh, don't use the Hornby clips because they melt the plastic. Well, no, because this is only a small layout. Using the Gauge Mancer Advanced Prodigy 2, which is, I think, has got a 4 amp power supply. I don't have anything more running than maybe 3 locos at the most, 2 going around the track, and I might be, you know, moving one of the locos up and down on one of the lines here. I might have some other locos with their lights on or sound on, but that doesn't do any. That seems to be enough power. I don't have any electrified points yet. Don't need to really. Just reach over and I can change the points very quickly, so I haven't bothered. And that's why there's no lighting or anything yet on the track. But it's early days. It's only a year old. One day I'll get round to adding more details, you know, more equipment on the service, you know, and TMD yard. I've got fences and things that I've got in my stash ready to put up when I decide where to put the fences. As I said, the trunking the other day, got to put the trunking down, and then maybe I'll get round to ballasting. But it's early days. It's only a year old, this layout, and to be honest, it's been so good. That's why I've been reluctant to try anything that might spoil it. And basically I've been too busy playing trains and making these videos now, so that's I blame Robert and Alan. It's their fault. No, love you guys, really, love you, you know that. And yeah, love watching the videos. So yeah, so to the new subscribers, hope you're not too disappointed with my little show. But I'll call it a day for now and get back to you again. So bye for now, guys, bye.